Hello, today we're going to be busting the myth of the broken home. This one is very dear and close to my heart because, again, like I've said before, we've been handed down a script about what divorce is and isn't, and we don't really stop and question, like, and we even say things like, oh, this child comes from a broken home because their parents are divorced. And this is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to change the conversation. And the goal we have with this video is that next time you're about to utter these words, oh, this child comes from a broken home, that you really stop for a second and think about it. Think, why am I associating a divorced family with a broken family? Why are we putting that label on that child, that there is something wrong with his upbringing, with the way their family unit is being considered? I do understand it's not the traditional way of doing it, but just because it's not traditional or conventional doesn't mean that it's wrong. Hello, my name is Olga Nadal and I'm the founder of Divorce for Love, an organization dedicated to helping those going through the process of divorce with the tools and resources they need. One of the reasons why we started this project was because we want to change the conversation. We want people to really stop and think about what they are saying before they say it when it comes to divorce. There is this general misconception, because it has never been proved, that there is a correlation between a divorced family and a broken family. What usually happens is that before people reach the point of divorcing or separating, there's been a lot of tension, there's been a lot of conflict. And that is the real issue. That's why sometimes you see children from divorced families that are having issues with their schooling, their social skills. So we have jumped to the conclusion that it must be because their parents are separating or are divorcing. But the reality of it is that so many children are suffering that conflicting environment where the parents are arguing, they're not communicating properly, and yet they are married, and they're gonna remain married. And that may be more of a broken home, if you wanna call it a broken home, than that where the parents decide to part ways and start a new family, or simply just go their separate ways. This was a huge block for me, because I thought that I would be depriving my children from that idyllic family environment that, again, we've just been told is the one and only path. And I didn't want them to suffer how I suffered being called a child from a broken home. There is a video on YouTube right now by Jay Shetty, and it's brilliant. And he was talking about what happens when there are arguments in the family, which again is what I want to stress, I believe is the real problem here. And it shows the parents arguing in front of the children, raising their voices, getting a little bit aggressive, and how that affects the child. And it's very hard to portray that in a short video. But for those who have grown in those environments, the effect is massive. The effect, the consequences will stay with you for the rest of your life. And that's what's truly devastating for the children. And what's gonna break their spirit is not that their parents made the conscious and honest choice to separate, but it is if they stayed in an environment of chronic dissatisfaction and unresolved conflict, in an environment where they couldn't communicate with each other, where they taught the child that love comes with a lot of anger. And one resource that I would like to share, if this is resonating with you and you think, well, yeah, the way that we communicate with each other may be a very important factor on the way my child is raised, is this book by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg called Nonviolent Communication. I'll put the link below. It's fantastic. This book should be a must read for everybody, because it gives you the skills to communicate without having to resort to the manipulation, the control, the anger. Because I'm not saying that a happy marriage is one where there is no disagreement. I do believe that things need to be discussed, debated. You're never gonna be on the same page for everything, but you need to learn how to do it, and especially when there are children involved. And sometimes it's not a problem of how you communicate. It's that you've gotten to the end of your relationship. So no book will save you, no skills will make you turn that around. Then it's time to accept it and move on, and understand that that will not make your home a broken home. We are changing that paradigm altogether. Your happiness is what's going to nourish your child's upbringing, know whether you are married or not. So let me know in the comments below if you agree that this label of broken home should be discarded altogether. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I will be posting a link to the guide with all the myths that we are covering in this series. But that's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching and see you next Friday.
Enjoy this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And comment below. Good job, nice video. Aloha and see you next Friday.